Today I want to talk to you about how to properly manipulate your rifle. So a lot of times in classes with new shooters, I see people when they first come, they have a really hard time manipulating the rifle. That's always kind of a key indicator that someone hasn't had a lot of experience, and even if they're going to be able to shoot well or not. So when I see someone with their manipulation squared away, I usually could tell, hey, they've been comfortable with this rifle, they know how to run this rifle, and usually they're a lot better shooter. You can work on manipulations at your house with dry fire and dummy rounds. This doesn't have to be something you have to be at the range for, but getting comfortable with manipulating the rifle correctly is very, very important. You want this stuff to be second nature to you. You want this to be automatic where you don't have to think about it. So the biggest mistake that I see is people trying to switch their hands while they're trying to manipulate the rifle. The AR-15 is designed to where you don't have to take your dominant hand off of the rifle, but for one task. The only task that you have to do that is if you're locking the bolt to the rear, you take this hand and lock it back, but then you could be right on it. You don't need to do that unless you're clearing the gun. So when the gun runs empty, the bolt locks back. So you do not have to take this hand off the gun to do an emergency reload. To take the safety off, you're going to do it with your dominant hand. To drop the bolt or push the bolt forward, you could use your thumb on your support hand. So everything that I'm doing with the rifle, the load and unload sequence, is done with the support hand, keeping my master grip on the rifle just like this. So if I'm reloading a magazine, it would probably be pretty smart to put it on my support side, right? Everything that I'm doing with the rifle is with my support hand. Even if I'm dropping the magazine, I'm doing that with my dominant hand, but I do not have to break my master grip. Even if your fingers are short, you could kind of push your finger forward a little bit or roll your grip to get that mag release button right here. So let me show you what a proper load sequence looks like, and I'll show you how to do it without having to take my master grip off the gun. Okay, so the bolt is locked back here. The gun is completely clear. I'm gonna need to load this thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna face this way. I'm gonna retrieve my magazine. Notice how I still have my master grip on the gun? I'm going to grab the magazine, insert it, push firmly in. I'm going to tug it a little bit to make sure it doesn't fall out. Then I'm going to let that bolt go forward. Now I'm back onto the gun. The gun is now loaded and ready to go. My load sequence, I always shut the dust cover. Now I'm ready to go. The only thing that I need to do at this point to fire is to disengage the safety and put my finger on the trigger and fire. So now I'm going to show you how to unload the gun. I'm going to take my dominant hand, my finger goes onto the magazine release button. I'm going to remove the ammunition source. That round came out of there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand right here, place it on the charging handle, press the bottom of this little ping pong paddle. Now it's locked to the rear. Now my master grip goes right back to the gun. Now I can visually and physically inspect to make sure that that chamber is clear. You're good to go. Keep in mind, when you're doing any administrative tasks, you need to make sure the safety is engaged. So all of the tasks that I'm doing, the safety stays engaged the whole time. I do not have to flip off the safety. That's an extra layer of precaution to make sure you don't have any negligent discharges. Also, keep your finger off the trigger. If your finger stays off the trigger, most likely you won't have any issues, but keep that safety engaged, finger off the trigger whenever you're doing anything administrative with the rifle. If you want to train and get better with your rifle, you can visit us at patriottrainingcenter.com, or you can click the link in the description below and you can book a call with me and we could go over where your current needs are in firearms training, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.